All right, so let's talk about another prospect that can go on the 49ers at number 11. So I want to go to the positive and negative side of Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolan. So let's get on to the positive side. Okay, so Walter Nolan, he's been moving up draft boards. He's gotten better from last season. He transferred from Texas A&M, so his stock got a lot better. The Niners do need to fill that need at defensive tackle since they already let go Javon Hargrave. Malik Collins was let go. So that does leave a huge hole. And this is the perfect guy to get at that spot. At the number 11 spot, this would be the perfect spot to replace your D tackle. He would be a really good fit. And to make it so positive, he grew up a 49ers fan. So, what makes it more interesting than a guy who grew up a fan? There's going to be more motivation for this guy to play at a high level. He's going to be more than thankful to play for a team he grew up watching. The one thing that stands out about him is his sack production improved since transferring to Ole Miss. So he played on a really great defense. He played on a really good defense from the FCC. So the competition that he faced was proven. So this is a no-brainer. You want to get a sure guy that can just be plugged in and play right away, right? That would be the guy. There wouldn't be no contest. Like Evan Anderson or Kevin Givens, that's no contest. Walter Nolan is better than those guys. And it wouldn't be that hard. It wouldn't even be a conversation. He's got the motor. He can hustle. He can make plays. So he can make plays that's necessary. And he would be a lot cheaper than what you had with Javon Hargrave. So that wouldn't be such a negative thing to be talking about. So, yeah, he would be definitely a guy that would draft this high. But let's get on to the negative. So, a little birdie has told me that Walter Nolan is a quitter. So, I don't know if that's true or false. I don't know. Because if I would have heard about that, then maybe I wouldn't want to deal with a guy who's just not going to stick around on the hard times or whatever. So that's a hard one for me to be convinced. Because if that's a quitter, then I don't want nothing to do with this guy. But if there's just a lot of speculations and a lot of BS rumors, then I don't want to believe it, honestly. So we just have to wait and see. So was he a product of the Ole Miss defense? Because it was pretty damn talented defense. Because when he played at Texas A&M, the defense that he had, it was just a little different. But it could be a huge difference by playing a really great defense. So maybe he was a product of a great defense at Ole Miss. Or maybe not. So we'll see. But I feel like if you want a safe pick, he would be the obvious choice. The downside is you're hoping you don't get another Javon Kinlaw. You're hoping you're not getting that guy, but there's a difference. Kinlaw had a knee issue. Walter Nolan just seems like a gamble because he can either be a boom or bust for us. He can either be a good pick or a terrible pick. But I think in the situation, I think he's going to be a really good pick because he's probably going to be in some conversations as a top rookie. So you're probably going to see conversations of him producing maybe close to what Braden Fisk did last year or what you saw with Jalen Carter the other years. So that can be something to debate about. But I feel like getting a guy from a great defensive conference that he played in, I feel like you're getting a proven commodity. And he played in one of the best competitions. So that's convincing me that we should get this guy. I feel like he's proven. Like, I think he's gotten better. And he's young. What is he, 21 or 22? So he's still a young guy. He's greener, and he's got more to bring to the table. So he comes from a tough city, like Memphis, Tennessee. The people from Memphis, Tennessee don't play around, dude. They're the kind of players you want to have on your team. Like if you want to have a guy on your football team, I want a guy from the hood. I want a guy who came from the poor and struggled and got to be where he's at. I want that kind of guy because some of those guys are built with those kind of characters. And I think he would fit pretty well with this locker room. Because a lot of guys like him have a really good story, and they have a lot to prove. And I think that would be the great pick, in my opinion. I think that would be the obvious choice if I had to